Because it's easy. It's easy to fuck with a kid that you ain't have to put no work in for, because you know they getting some money. They could come see you. If you need a little extra money, they could come give it. If they need a little advice, because you know the younger generation is always smarter than the newer generation. So if they need a little advice, they need a little money, they need a little stuff, then they want to fuck with you. But you wasn't there putting in that grunt work. So I won't give you that opportunity. And that's where I'm at with my father. It's like, and the crazy thing is I fuck with his family. I fuck with my father's side of the family heavy. Like, very close to my cousins, was just with them in Connecticut 2 weeks ago, very close to my father's family. But my thing is, you not gonna reap the benefits of my glory because you ain't put no work in that. And I told him when I graduated from Howard, I said, you can't come because I'm not gonna allow you to come and post up pictures like you put in work for this shit and you did it. Thank you for the seed. Thank you for fucking my moms. But at the end of the day, respectfully, you ain't put no grunt work in this. And I'm not going to allow you to take that glory. That's how I look at it. So, and that's when they want to be involved. When they can take the glory, when they can sport you around like a trophy, when they can, act like they put in that work. I'm not going to let you live like that. And I don't care.
I think I don't. And again, I think, each situation is different, especially if that man wasn't around at all, it gets a little more complicated. I I don't necessarily know if it's, I'm trying to reap the benefits later. I think a lot of it is, and I mentioned it before, that dynamic between that father-daughter, father-son, like it has to look different for a guy. They want someone that they can keep it real with and someone they can have a conversation with, which is why I say, like, it has to be, you're over the fact that I wasn't shit at whatever point in life, or I wasn't shit to your moms, or whatever the case. You have to be over that to the point where now we could just have real conversations. Like, for a lot of men, that child needs to be someone that they can be honest with, and they can be just blunt and be themselves. And I think that becomes the thing. A lot of men feel like they have to hide their true selves from their child. And as such, yes, it's a person thing. Yes, they probably need, not probably, yes, they need wild therapy. Yet, so all those things for sure. But until they can have that real, like, yo, your mom's was cool. I fucked with her heavy, but she was crazy. Like, if I can't talk to you like that, or if they can't talk to you like that, not, I mean, 'cause I ain't got that problem. But if they can't talk to you like that, then it becomes like, now I'm walking on eggshells, and I know I'm gonna fight. Like, I don't even want to have this argument with you. Like, it becomes it's not even worth it. Like, peace, right? Like, I want
And
that peace for
respectfully, if you
you.
feel like having a relationship with your child is not even worth it, to me, you're a sucker.
And I'm
If
not
you
gonna
feel,
argue.
I'm
I'm
not
not
giving
gonna
these
argue
niggas
that.
no excuses. If you
I see.
feel like it's not worth it to have to build a relationship with your child, but when your ass gets older and you get sick and stuff, now you want them because yes, they do want to fuck with you when you get older because of the benefits. Yes, a lot of them do. Because one, a lot of these niggas, especially in my father regard, you don't got no stand-up woman. You never been married. You never fuck with no real stand-up bitches that's holding you down. So now you're older and you're sick and you want to fuck with your grown kids. But when you was lively and well and you was ripping and running the streets, you didn't want to fuck with your kids. So this is a lot of men's issue. So as you get older, you don't got no bitch, you don't got no woman that's there holding you down, because that's what it becomes as you get older. Fuck, all the other shit. Do you have a companion? Do you have somebody that when you getting sick and when it's time to sign those papers and do you have that person? A lot of these niggas know they don't be having that person. A lot of men die before women do. So they get a woman that's gonna hold them down. You ain't never have that. So now your kids, when people who don't have a spouse, the kids step in. I'm not going to allow you to use me in that way. I'm not. And not that you need anything from me, respectfully. Not that you really need, anything from me, but in a way you do. So my thing is, I get what you're saying in the regard of if I can be real with you, if I can just be myself. But the problem with that is I think that, there's a level to being yourself and still being appropriate. because you don't talk to your girl how you talk to your boys. You don't talk to your, you don't talk to your boss how you talk to your boys. And, you know, work out aside, because I mean, work is not for you to 100% be yourself. But that's neither here nor there, because some people can be themselves at work. The point is, there is a level of being yourself, but still understanding the expectation that you are held to as that title. And I'm just not giving no passes to these niggas at the end of the day. Especially if you didn't grow with a father yourself. You were supposed to stop the cycle. You were supposed to make sure that you was in those kids' lives. Fuck they mothers. You know what I mean? You were supposed to make sure of those things. So, when it comes to this father situation, the thing is, I don't care about your excuses. Were you there and did you care? Because it's people that got stories about the fathers that was there, but they didn't care. And that's one thing about it. Kids always know if you care or not. Like, they know if you care or not. So I just feel like, at the end of the day, this sort of has turned into a whole therapy session about, but this is the conversations that we need to have, because this is just being real. This is just being vulnerable, and this is just being honest. And with this father situation, like I said, I told my father what it was. I feel that way now. I'm still convicted. I don't know if I'll feel this way in 5 years. I can't speak to the future. But all I can speak to and what I know is that, you know, the hurt, people try to act like the hurt, like you can just get over the hurt. But the hurt has lasting effects. It's not just, oh, I'm hurt, like you did something to me. Like certain things, we all get hurt in different parts of our life. So it's like you get over stuff. Like you scratch your knee, you literally let it heal, you get over it. But some things, it's a trickle effect. And as you go throughout life, you're realizing how this void or that affects this, it affects that, it affects this, it affects that. So it's like you're telling me get over the hurt, but do you know how hard I have to work to even stomach the hurt? So I can't allow you to just reduce my reality. And that's what it becomes. It becomes of, oh, you got to get over it. You got to do this. But did you get over how you never knew your father? No, because you still can't commit to a woman now. So it's having these lasting effects, like at the end of the day. So I just think that we can move past it. Therapy is needed. Also, change behavior is needed. You know, the last thing I'm going to say on this is, everybody's situation is different. For me, I've never felt like, oh, because you didn't stay with my mom, that was an issue. Like, no, I've had two stepfathers in my life right away. Like, I've had men in my life who have shown up. So I know what it means to have a dad, what it means to have a man that cares about you and that actually shows it. I know what it looks like for a man to even love your mother. So I've never been mad that you weren't there from then. It's always about how you respect and treat me. And I can't stand for disrespect. You want to be yourself, but if being yourself is being misogynistic and being sexist, and you have a daughter, I can't accept that. I can't subscribe to that. So that's just my piece on, when it comes to these fathers, because woo child, yeah.
I mean, listen, I get it. It's hard because I come from a long line of ain't shit niggas.
Damn. But you
But
turning out all right. You turning out all
yeah,
right.
I'm pretty swell. Don't get me wrong. I'm good. I ain't got no kids. I got some women that hate me. I got some women that love me. That's life, right? Um,
Right.
but realistically, I think, um, I think it's just one of those struggles that men deal with. It's one of many struggles that men deal with. And I understand, a lot of them truly just aren't shit. And again, it's a lot of therapy needed. It's a lot of, trauma that they've dealt with that have caused them to be this way. I always suggest that people, try to reach out and at least make those sentiments clear. Like I even what you just said a little while ago, I wish, your pops could hear that. But that's the advocate in me. I want the best for everyone. And I want, I want, I truly believe like a lot of it is just that disconnect between men and women. And um, there's a lot of learning that needs to happen for men. at of all ages, right? Like, and particularly older men who, they look at these things totally different. I'm assuming than even we do, but hopefully somehow y'all can find peace.